A very strange day in Paris today. Decent weather conditions. Would the break win? Would it be a sprint? Would an attacker win? It was a pretty balanced parcours, but we've got some tired legs. This is a nailed on sprint if it's stage one, but on stage six, after some of the very hard stages we've had so far with these climbs, back to back to back 10 to 12-minute shallow climbs, and a strong breakaway with Arietta, Tarling, Kruss, and Cluckers, it's no mean feat to bring these guys back. So Ineos have got on behind. They play Tarling in the break, and then they don't have to chase with Tarling for Godon in the peloton. Cofidis are left with the unenviable task of pacing, and you see them talking to Affini here, but he doesn't pull. So Visma, they don't need to bring back the breakaway. No GC threats there. Cofidis control it. Breakaway just keeps this 130 advantage. There's the rush into the climbs, then the peloton gets there, then they don't go any quicker. They actually lose time. So Søren Krach, he attacks for Little Trek, another team with Vacek who maybe would have designs on this stage, and he gets about 30 seconds away from the breakaway, but he doesn't make it across in time. And then there's a flatter section. Kruss gets dropped on the descent, and he just doesn't make it across, and it's a Shaspatat. And then, curiously, he starts pulling in the peloton that he attacked from, but right-hander, second last climb, 18.5 Ks to go. Tejada has a mechanical. He said that he had a lot of problems with the bike today. He changes. Cantor, the whole team waits for him. So Cantor's a sprinter who won stage one of this race, and maybe you could say, well, I could survive and try and sprint on the final climb, but they bring Tejada back. He's up in the top 10 in GC. They bring the whole team back, which is probably necessary because there's a full lead out into that climb, and they've got, everyone waiting except probably Nikola Vinokurov. Fedorov waits, the Asian continental champion, and they bring Tejada back. Again, there's a huge sprint into the climb. They get to the climb, and then it chills out a bit. The breakaway starts to take time back. You see at the back, Tejada, or rather his teammate, is saying to the car, we've brought Harold back, all good. And they did keep Nikola Vinokurov up there. He was still in the peloton. So looking good for the break until Søren Krach starts again. They've got Soderfist, Søren Krach, and Leonard Kamner left to control the breakaway for Vacek. There's also Trentin here, Pithy, Coquard, obviously, Lamperti. Actually, he won stage one. Cantor won stage two. Yeah, Lamperti's looking good for EF Education Easy Post. But on this, the descent and then the flat afterwards, Trek pulls so hard, they actually create a few splits, and this influences the climb afterwards. Vingegaard is actually on a gap. He sprints to close that gap with Danny Martinez and Pithy on his wheel, but there's other sprinters, I think, like Aski, Zangler. They're on the wrong side of that. Godon's in good position. Trentin's fifth wheel. So Trentin saves a lot by being already in the right position on the previous climb. And you don't want to be having to do a huge effort in the valley floor before another full gas effort on a 10-minute climb camp coming up. Campenarts, he enters in good position because positioning Vingegaard, I guess, in case someone attacks and takes 4 minutes. And Kwiatkowski drops the wheel because he's got Tarling in front. So in your strategy, they're still playing out the strategy of Tarling. They got Godon behind, but they're going to back Tarling in front, who's dropping Cluckers. And so it's up to Trek. If you want to close it down, Trek, you want to sprint, we can have a sprint with Godon, but Ineos don't need to chase it. So I like their strategy today. It's the same as what EF did in the Lamperti win when they put Max Walker in the breakaway. So 30 seconds, Kamner stalls, and the stage changes here. 2Ks to go for the breaker on the climb. Campenarts starts to shred. The pace goes up. Binny's dropped. And the sprinters, Watson, they start to hurt. Zangler is at the back of the group, the sort of versatile sprinter for Visma Lease bike. And the pace, and you can tell it goes up because of the rider sliding and also the gap to the breakaway. 15 seconds off in 500 meters. Another 10 seconds off in about 400 meters. Lamperti's getting dropped. Carlos Rodriguez is struggling to hold the wheel. It just takes one person to drop the wheel, and Zangler's off the back whilst Campenarts was pacing. And this is on the flatter section here, so if you lose the draft, it's all over for him and Lamperti. Then Martinez's team takes over. Bahrain start to launch it. There's a little kicker right at the end, and we're thinking, was Campenarts pacing so hard to launch Vingegaard? Because it's Strange to pace to drop the sprinter, and then Martinez attacks, Vingegaard follows him, so we're thinking maybe there'd be a counter-attack. Vauquelin on the wheel, Steinhauser looking good again. Danny Martinez caught out of position. Vacek following very, very strongly, actually, with Trentin sliding and getting dropped. Pithy's on a gap. Vingegaard doesn't counter, and Harold Tejada puts it in the big dog right now and says, now's my chance. The versatile sprinters are all off the back here, and the GC guys, Vingegaard doesn't care about me. I'm on 20 minutes on GC compared to him, probably. Martinez is the strongest and most aggressive and just attacked. And so Tejada's counter was absolutely perfect timing. Could he win? How do you organize a chase in a fast descent with a few Ks to go? All the strong guys are on the limit. But Godon is in the group. Vauquelin probably doesn't know because Godon, he came back later with Coquard, with Trentin, with Pithy. Red Bull have numbers as well, but Lamperti's dropped, so EF aren't going to pull with Steinhauser. And the relay from Vauquelin or lead out comes just a bit too late. I don't think it would have made a difference, frankly, when you see the gap that Tejada wins by. Maybe, because they did wait for the Cofidis guy to come back, and he started pulling his Aguirre for Coquard. I think Tejada would have won. It was a well-timed attack. He smashed the descent. Very, very impressive win. To win by 6 seconds. Godon cleans up everybody behind, but that is the first World Tour victory, first victory in Europe in the professionals for Harold Tejada, who's been very, very good last year and this year as well, but he's typically very good in UAE Tour in the early spring, comes into good shape. Godon, as you can see, he cleaned them all up behind Lusowski, a very nice third in front of Coquard. Then Trentin, Pithy, Vauquelin, Parapanchov, Vlasov, and Baudin. In terms of GC, Vingegaard has a 3:22 lead over Danny Martinez, 5:50 on Steinhauser. Vauquelin, tomorrow we have like an amended stage. I haven't checked the profile yet. It's like a soft mountaintop finish, shallow gradient. He's got 19 seconds Vauquelin to make up on Steinhauser. He's got to try tomorrow, and he's going to try on Sunday as well, I guess. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.